This is a fucking video that I should have made a long time ago over the concept of misconceptions, over being creepy, over the most bullshit things ever. So, hold on to your horses, let's start this fucking video right now. If you watch my videos, look at photos of me, or met me person to person or face to face, as you may say, what are the things that come to your mind when it comes to this? And I mean on a serious note, what are the things that come to mind when it comes to this? Is it a friendly face? Is it a stranger? Which that would be a typical one. Would it be a person that you just don't want to hang out with because they look creepy? Well, we're going to delve into that for the moment. Let me put out some inverse, compare and contrast in scenarios. In comparison, sometimes the line between being creepy and being normal can be blurred. Like being yourself and being creepy, that line can be blurred to so many degrees. But let's go for this. And this has happened to me, and you know what? I had it coming to me because the way I talk to people sometimes. But when you talk to someone or try to talk to them privately and you kind of come off as creepy, I can get that. I can I can definitely understand. If I come off as creepy to talking to someone and they tell you, you know what, you creep me out in general, please fuck off. Okay. I can understand that. That is 100%, yes, I gotta work on how I talk to people. That is a given. But here's something that I have been having a very, very, very difficult time to understand and trying to grasp, for the concept over 6 years. And yes, 6 years in between that comparison, in between from the years of Arkansas and also here currently now in Las Vegas. I will be minding my own business. Sometimes I'll be alone because, I prefer to be alone sometimes nowadays. Different from the ways that it was in Texas. So I myself, I like to be alone. I usually dress like this. I usually dress the way I want to because that's how I am. Now I can understand to some extent that depending on what you wear can kind of define a little bit of how you look to other people. However, though, the way that I dress is usually just like my casual self. I mean, I don't care if you dress like a cyber goth punk or a goth yourself or, like a misfit punk. I find that, hey, that's you. I'm not going to judge you for that. But here's the thing. I've had so many people give me this godly weird stare. Like, they would look at me and be like... And first of all, I'm minding my own business, mind you. And they look at me like... Wow, that guy looks like a loser. In which I don't mind being called a loser because that's kind of true. But here's where it kind of differentiates. A misconception between that of what one person looks, sounds like, or believes in, compare that to how someone talks, okay? How someone talks, I can kind of see where that comes from, and depending on how your attitude is and how your body language can be, or if you happen to twitch a lot, I can sort of see that. That is very creepy. But if you're going to judge someone based off of misconceptions of how they dress or how they talk as, just talk normally, or what their lifestyle is, or them just being themselves, then I'm going to tell you, to the person doing that, you need to reevaluate the type of friendships that you have with other people. If you have some sort of social life with people, then you need to reevaluate the type of friendships that you have with other people. Because a guy like me, like wearing a black Sabbath shirt, just wearing some regular jean pants, having hair like a hippie sometimes, but, minding their own business. Are you sure you have someone in your little social group that kind of looks like me or kind of dresses like me in that sort of way? Because if you're going to go off and saying that this guy looks like a fucking creep, but yeah, I'm going to be friends with someone who looks, even though it's point a little exaggerated, if I'm going to be friends with someone that looks exactly like this guy or talks like this guy or dresses like this guy, that's completely okay. Over someone who I haven't even known or met, but I'm going to just eyeball him and just say, hey, this guy looks like a fucking creep, dude. I don't want to fucking hang around. Don't you think that's kind of like blurring a little bit of what's going on? So basically, it's misconceptions that I have a problem with. I've had so many people do this to me, and I am shitting you not. From Arkansas to here, I've had so many people stare at me like I just came out of some goddamn grave. I look like a fucking zombie. But the irony of it is that people in Arkansas, they were just like zombies. They were just walking around with this decrepit smile, like not smile, but a decrepit look on their face, like, ugh. That is their expression. And now to hear, people just look at you and think like you don't belong. It's like high school all over again, but in this sense, just minding your own business and doing something that it's just completely normal out of what you do. So the way I dress, the way that I look, the way that I talk, which is it? Because I'm going to tell you one more time. If you're just going to base these out of the misconceptions of how one looks, out of the way they dress, speak, what their ethnicity is or whatnot, then you have got some serious fucking evaluation to do, or reevaluation on that hand, to reevaluate yourself about what friends that you have in your little social circle. I mean, and let me put it to you another way this way. I get it. If you don't want someone hanging around you because they kind of creep you out, fine. But if you're just going to judge someone based off of unbiased, well, what's that word I'm looking for? An unbiased judgment. Or, no, I'm so screwing up. If you're going to judge someone off of a biased sense of judgment, then you, sir or madam, really need to get your eyes fucking checked. Or your ears checked. Or what have you. Get your brain cleaned out. Because it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. And I fucking hate it. I get that shit almost every single day. From where I work, for where I go hang out. If I go to the mall, whatever. If I just mind my own business, and which I like to do. Now, about that little incident about how I talk to people. Like, I talked to a certain person, and she was like, oh, you creep me out in general, please fuck off. I had that come to me because I was being a stupid idiot. Didn't know how to talk to people at that time. And, I got myself a wake-up call it was a good thing. It was a positive thing. It woke me up. So, to an extent, I can sort of see how that is. But really, looks, appearances, beliefs, religion, ethnicity, conversation, vocal-wise, if you're just going to judge them based off of those, aspects of gray, you have got some serious fucking thinking to do about who you hang around. You ever watch Breakfast Club? Because, right before I end this off, I'm just going to say real quick, you can tell in Breakfast Club, 5 people. You had John Bender, you had Andrew Clark, John Bender being the rebel, Andrew Clark being the jock. You also had, who else? Brian Johnson, who was supposed to be, the smart kid. Who else? We had Allison, the basket case. I kind of forgot the other one. She was supposed to be the popular chick. She played by Molly Ringwald, so you know what, I'm not going to go delve into that. I'll figure it out. My brain can't function today. I can't remember every single thing, but you get my point. You got a popular chick, you got a jock, you got a basket case, a weirdo, you could say, a smart kid, and a rebel, or a criminal, as you may say. You kind of see where that kind of comes off as, even though the creepy thing doesn't really kind of fit in too much to it, except, Oh, it was Claire, by the way. Claire. Her last name was Claire. But the popular chick being creeped out by John Bender, even though for good legitimate reasons, by the way he was acting towards her, you can kind of see why. But if you're just going to judge it based off of the appearances of others, don't you kind of see where it kind of fits the line of biased bullshit and clear, obvious points of when someone's really being creepy? So think of it that way. Hell, you could think of Scooby-Doo the same way as you do with Breakfast Club and then compare that to the sense of creepy. Seriously. If you don't know where I'm going with this, well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not explaining it any clearer. All I'm just saying is don't judge it off of normal things of just being yourself. That's the bottom line of it. That is the common denominator of this entire video. Don't judge people just because of them just being themselves. If they happen to come on to you, like talking to you, like they say, like, hey, you know, what you doing there, you know, like, I like to hang around you because you smell nice. If someone's doing that to you, then yes, okay, yes, legitimate reason to be creeped out if someone is doing that. But if someone is just being themselves, then seriously, think with your fucking brain, okay? Otherwise, then you got a lot of thinking to do about who you hang with. So think of it that way. So this is just going to be my little topic for the entire week. I don't know, I might have more videos coming out for you soon. Anyways, this is all I have for you today. I'm Jasmine Bo, the Thrash Metal Guru. You guys have a wonderful day. Signing out.